DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy, family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into the FL1 betting podcast here on FingerLakes1.com. Paul Russo, Jim Sinicropi, and Kyle Evans here with you as always. We are halfway through the NFL season. It's crazy to say. We are on to week 10. But first, we have to wrap up our picks from week 9. We'll talk about some other stuff going on in the sports world, among other things. But first, I have to thank a couple more of our sponsors, including Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant. You can find them at their original Waterloo location or all new renovated location in Geneva. Dine-in, takeout, delivery, catering, and banquets. You can order online at Cicinos.com. Live, laugh, and eat well. It is the Italian way. And Lil John and Barbie Orthodontics. Dr. Lil John and Dr. Barbie and their outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their exceptional orthodontic care. You can check out Dr. Odd and Dr. Liz online at littlejohnortho.com. All right, boys, hand up. It was another rough week for me, so hopefully everybody's fading me and tailing you guys, because once again, you guys continue to build up that bank, and me, I am threeing for Dale for all the wrong reasons.
We all lost on the Bills.
Yeah.
I was really surprised, obviously. We all were.
Yep. Yeah, just ended up being a classic rivalry divisional game in the end with that one. Came down to Tyler Bass, who got Special Teams Player of the Week for the AFC in that game, so no dice there. UConn, I lost by a half point. Couldn't even get a push, and the Broncos, never good for anybody when Bo Nix has a receiving touchdown, as I call it.
I guess that should have helped you, but in the end it didn't.
Nope. Jim, luckily for you, the Miami side of things continuing your hot streak.
They're off this week.
Well, coming up.
Yeah.
But last week they helped.
Yeah, and I can't bet them. This will be the first episode of the show I haven't had a Miami bet in the last 10 weeks.
Oof. Well, hopefully you're able to adjust and overcome.
Yeah, I found some other winners.
There you go. And then OSU and Penn State, the frauds that are the Nittany Lions, another win in the column for you.
Yep, those were easy. Yeah. They weren't even close.
Kyle, Bengals, they get it done. The
Easily.
Vikings, they get it done.
Yeah, I mean, the Bengals been scoring a lot lately. The Raiders, I just knew couldn't hang with them. And then the Vikings, their defense was just too much for the Colts. Colts only had 1 touchdown. The rest were field goals on Sunday Night Football. So, yeah, I mean, I needed a bounce-back week after going 0-3.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, and hopefully we all continue on. And for me, it's definitely going to have to be a bounce-back week, or else, who knows? But that's the beauty of it. I mentioned last week I was monitoring a situation in the NBA, potential system. I'm willing to come to the forefront with it. It is not perfect by any means. I thought it was going to be, and we aren't.
No system's perfect.
Exactly. We are, however, 7 for 9 on it this year. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers, 9-0, the only undefeated NBA team left right now. And one player in particular, they really honed in this offseason and the tail end of last year on, hey, don't be afraid to take a couple threes a game here. That player, Evan Mobley.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of books have him just to make 1 3. It more or less is at even money right now on the money line. But last night,
one?
As long as he makes 1, and it's hit 7 of 9 times this year. So I present that to everybody. Keep an eye out for that. It's interesting because some books offer it every game, some don't. It's been an interesting case of trying to maze my way through to try and find which.
They don't offer any prop bet on that in some books?
Well, an interesting one that I found that I've been using a lot of recently is Fanatics, and they haven't offered it every game for Evan Mobley, but DraftKings has. So it goes back to one of the things we talk a lot about here is don't be afraid to shop around. So at the moment, take it for what that is. And until the books catch on, grab a little bit of value and a little extra, a little sprinkle on there.
On Evan Mobley.
Yep. So, yeah, I got that. Other than that, college basketball's back. Jim, I know you were on that as well as I earlier this week.
There's like 100 games every night.
Been fun to have it back for sure.
Mm-hmm. Don't know who anybody is or what team they're on yet, but
True.
but there's 100 games every night.
Yep. And then I know we've had a lot of the bigger spreads kind of cover a little bit so far. I know me and you talked Tuesday morning about a couple. I know in particular me who usually fades Mississippi Valley State, played Iowa State, and they actually covered the 46.5 on Monday night against them for an example. So there's a lot right now that you can get in this first couple weeks. Well, you said it perfectly, Jim. While everybody's still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, a lot of these teams that are getting 30 or 40 points, the team they're playing against is probably a newer iteration of a confluence of guys from different schools that transferred in, and it's hard to beat somebody by 40 points in basketball.
Yeah.
In a 40-minute game, you got to outscore them by a point a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Yeah. And I know last night there was I guess it depends how you view it, but we couldn't bet it in New York. Columbia upset Villanova. And I know it's supposed to be a rougher Villanova team, but they probably shouldn't be losing to Columbia. So
Wouldn't think.
Yeah.
But like I say, it's early. If those two teams played again in February, probably not the same result. But in November, things kind of even out a little bit.
Yeah. Kyle has no idea what the hell we're talking about.
How are the Sabres doing?
They won 3 in a row, then they just lost 3 in a row, then they won again the other night, and now they're playing the Rangers tonight. So
Hockey.
we know how that's gonna go. The Rangers, one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
But not the greatest start. But I mean, hasn't been great in 13 years. So
Right. But they're in the playoff hunt early.
yeah, early like usual, and then by probably December they'll be outside looking in.
Yeah. Keep hang in there.
Yeah.
Keep fighting the good fight.
Yep.
My beloved Lightning have lost 3 in a row, so part
I
of it.
did a 3-team puck line +1. I took the +1.5 side on 3 games. Monday or Tuesday night. I don't remember when it was, but the Bruins ended up losing it for me. I think the Bruins were at Toronto, and they lost 4-0.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The other 2 games hit, and you figure you count the Bruins, but apparently not.
One team to bet on if you're doing NHL moving forward, the Winnipeg Jets.
They're
They're
at
12-1.
I was waiting for it.
By far the best team right now, and they're winning by a lot too. At least 2 goals it seems like every night. So if you're interested in the NHL, take a look at them. They actually play tonight. So, but there's football, so that's more important, of course.
Yeah, of course the Winnipeg Jets are better than the New York Jets.
Yeah, that's a bit of an understatement potentially.
Triple their win total already. Winnipeg Jets.
I do know too. There's a couple interesting ones like Utah. I miss my
Utah Hockey Club.
Well, I miss saying the Coyotes, but the Desert Magic carried over to Utah for a little bit.
So what's the deal? They're the Utah Hockey Club.
Yep.
They were the Coyotes.
Yes.
Yep.
Why did they change it?
Because they wanted to have their own identity in Utah. Now the interesting part is, especially the way they got out at the gate. If they go out and have a successful season, I don't know how you can rebrand off of a potential playoff run in your first.
Just stay the hockey club?
Yeah.
You know what they should do? They should call themselves the Commanders.
I would say I take great offense to that, but imitation is the finest form of flattery right now. So
The team shouldn't be allowed to enter a season without a true mascot.
I don't know. I don't see. I don't know. Retrospect's whatever, but I really like the Washington football team when.
I like it
That
better
was
than the
that.
Commanders, but stick with it then.
Yeah.
The thing is, Utah had a lot of
Be the
options.
football team.
Utah had a lot of options.
Sure.
They had like 6 options, and they chose the hockey club.
Mm.
Like
Aren't they and isn't it narrowed back down to like 4 for to choose from, like in the off season or something?
yeah, like I thought the favorite was the Utah Yeti
Yeah.
or the Utah Blizzard.
Sounds like NBA D-League team.
But I mean, Utah hockey, anyways, is kind of different.
To be fair, it can't be worse than now. This is a little bit of trivia time, if you will. Here.
All right.
Do either of you guys know what the Colorado Avalanche were supposed to originally be called when they moved to Colorado?
I don't.
No. The Rocky Mountain Extreme.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think they made the right move.
yeah.
So, I don't know about Blizzard.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, I don't know. UHC, I like the ring to it, but either way.
The Yeti?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they could have just come up with better options. They had a long time to figure it out. They had a whole off season, and then they go with the
They had a
hockey
whole
club.
season before.
I like Coyotes.
Yeah. Well, I think they're reserving that because allegedly Arizona's now the top expansion site, I think, right?
Yeah.
To go back. So
Well, meanwhile, the Utah Jazz has nothing to do with Utah, but they moved from New Orleans
Right.
and kept the name.
hmm
But the Coyotes, I mean, there's Coyotes in Utah, right?
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Red Rocks, right? That's in
Eh,
Utah.
Yeah. Anyway, something to keep an eye on, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, but they're an interesting live play. Hurricanes, Carolina have been an interesting live play as well, betting wise. I've caught on to again. So, but both of them are, if they're both losing and can cover the adjusted puck line at that point. So, you know, the Hurricanes, if they get down early, usually are in a pretty good spot to just get them at plus 1.5 usually at the very least and be safe. So, that one goes back to even last year. So. It's the beauty of following the trends and figuring it out.
Yep. And that is your
Yeah.
NHL hockey roundup.
Speaking of rounding up here, let's get into our picks for Week 10. You both were tied 2-1 for the week, so
I'll have them lead it off.
Jim, all right. Kyle deferring on the coin flip this week.
I'll bat second.
Okay.
You know, I think that if you just look at my college games over the past month, I'm on like a 9-0, maybe 10-0 streak
It's
of just college
Yeah.
games. Like last week, I lost on the Bills. I tend to, so I'm going all college this week.
Yes, the Paul Russo method.
Yep, you got to stick with that. That NFL's just, although Kyle seems to do pretty well with it, I'm sticking college here.
All right.
First, we're going with the Golden Gophers
Oh,
of Minnesota against the Rutgers.
Scarlet Knight.
Yeah, the Scarlet Knights. It's at Rutgers. Minnesota's down 6, but, you know, Minnesota lost that close one to Michigan. They shouldn't have lost. The Big Ten actually changed the rule like the day after the game. They've won 4 straight since then, including 2 wins against ranked opponents in the top 25. And Rutgers, on the other hand, despite being Rutgers, one of the dumbest athletic programs in the country,
How do you really feel?
they're 0-4 over that stretch at 0-3-1 against the spread in the last 4. Minnesota ranks 17th in net points per drive over the last 4 weeks. Rutgers ranks nearly dead last in the FBS at 130. So it just seems like 6 isn't enough. So taking the Golden Gophers. Then we're going to head out west, not to Utah, but to Idaho and Nevada. So I'm taking the over in the Nevada at Boise State game. It's at 60.5 is what I got it at here.
Yep.
You know, Boise State last week scored 56 points, defeated San Diego State 56-24. They've had 28 or more points in all 8 of their games. The defense has also allowed 24 or more points in 4 of their last 5 games, and the over 6-2 in those 8 games overall. So high scoring affair with cool weather but no precipitation on the blue turf in Boise. I just got a feeling about this one, going over 60.5 there. And then us, man, we should do some Facebook advertising to the state of Utah for this episode.
Apparently.
Because we're talking a lot about it. And guess what? I got an interstate rivalry
You're going
game.
holy war here.
Yep, they call it the Holy War. Look, I don't understand this one. And a lot of times when it just seems so stupid, yeah, and I'm losing on it. But I don't think so here. BYU -4 at Utah. -4?
Guess what I can get you?
Even better?
-3.
Yeah, so that should be scary because Utah's 2-6, and they just lost their starting quarterback. BYU is 8-0. they're looking at the Big 12 title and the college football playoffs here. I don't think they're gonna, Utah obviously be motivated to stop them, but how are they gonna? They've only won 2 games and lost 6 this year. How can that spread be only 3? Because it's a rivalry game. BYU's been impressive. I've won on them before this year with my picks on this show, and then we're sticking with them again.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like that.
college football, and I will be at the James Madison Georgia State game on Saturday.
Hell
too.
yeah.
So, but I'm not going to bet it because James Madison's been a little Jekyll and Hyde this year.
Yeah, I think you're probably safe if you want to lay them on that one, though.
Yeah, if I do, I would, but not one of my top 3 picks for sure.
Don't blame you. Kyle.
Well, I'm going
Yeah,
to
do
stick
you?
with the Bills.
Okay.
They let me down. They let all of us down. Give me -4. You probably have it better because it's all different everywhere, it seems like.
Yeah, let me.
3.5, I thought I saw.
Yeah, I can get you at 3.5.
All right, so we'll do that. And then the Eagles -7 at Dallas. Cooper Rush is starting. CeeDee Lamb's hurt. Defense is awful.
Yeah,
The Eagles are going to win this game by at least 10.
and they've given up.
Yeah,
I think they've given up in Dallas.
yeah. And then the Lions, I've won a lot with them this year. I'm going to take them -3.5 at Houston. I know Nico Collins is coming back, but the Lions are averaging 40 points per game over the last 5 weeks. I think they're going to score a ton.
Best team in football. They had a signing too to bolster the defense to, what was it, a lineman to take Hutchinson's place.
Yep. Zaire Smith, he is now one stop in Chicago away from completing the Grand Slam of the NFC North. So,
He's got to play in Chicago still.
yeah.
No, that probably it'd be something if that happened. But
Yeah.
all right.
So, I'm going to go NFL first here. I got Atlanta, New Orleans over 46. I'm going to throw a little bit of caution to the wind on the defensive side of things here.
Why not just take Atlanta to win? Isn't that seem like a small spread? New Orleans has been awful. Atlanta's got control of the division.
But the key part there is that New Orleans just fired Dennis Allen.
Right.
And one of my theories I have is when a team fires a coach, they kind of usually come out of the gates pretty strong for that first game for whatever reason.
Unless you're the Jets.
Happened with Cleveland.
Yeah, it did.
They beat Baltimore outright. I think there's going to be some scoring in this game. Atlanta has not gone in their games under 46 in the last 5 weeks.
Drake London might not play.
That's true. Yeah. But
Darnell Mooney will catch 2.
yeah, my guy Ray McLeod might have a couple. Who knows? But I like the 46 spot. The NFC South can get a bit wonky every now and then, so I'm going to go there. 2 other college picks. Iowa State upset last week. Pretty low line. It's a similar thing to your BYU game there, Jim. I'm going to take Iowa State -2.5 at Kansas. 2-win Kansas team. Things that haven't gone great there this year. They're a nomad team this year because their stadium's under renovations, so they are playing this game at Sporting KC home stadium there, or home pitch because it's soccer. But I'm going to take Iowa State. I think they bounce back and hammer good there. And then just personally my favorite game of the week, so I just threw it on there because screw it, when you need to go up, you need to have some fun. After upsetting on their home field Texas A&M last week, South Carolina is at a ranked Vanderbilt team this week, but I'm taking the Commodores. I'm taking Vanderbilt on the wings of Diego Pavia, +4.5. Give me Vanderbilt in that game. And, a home team, I believe Brent Musburger said, a home team getting points, what could be better than that? So that's what I'm rolling with. I need it.
So nobody wanted to touch the Germany game, huh?
What? Jeez. First Trump gets elected, and so NATO's in trouble. And next we send them Carolina and the Giants.
2-7 teams, both 2-7.
Yeah, I'm not. Rarely do I sleep to even 9 o'clock in the morning on the weekends if I don't have alarm set anymore. In the hypothetical sense, I did sleep past 9:30. I don't think I'm going to be losing any of my mind missing that game. That's for sure.
Yep, total snoozer in my opinion.
Yeah. I just want to apologize to the Germans in advance. By the way, NASCAR Championship weekend is this weekend in Phoenix. Get your bets in for all 3 races.
What a fall for grace for that sport.
Yeah.
for that organization, I should say, not motor racing in general, but just NASCAR. You're telling me this weekend is like the Super Bowl? Not Daytona's the Super
Daytona,
Bowl,
yeah.
but this is the final of the season.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have any idea.
They don't do a good job promoting it anymore.
I had no idea.
Yeah, but
What do you like?
well, I like Reddick for the Cup Series. The
JJ Reddick's driving now?
Tyler Reddick.
Oh, Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick drives for Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's car, so I'm going to go with him. Won the regular season championship. Also the long shot, technically, of the Final Four for the title. So I'm going to go there. Xfinity, going Justin Allgaier, only because it's sentimental. I think he's due. Truck Series Friday night. That'll just be a mess and a half, but I'm going to go. I've been torn all week. I've been leaning Grant Enfinger, and I think bet-wise I'm going Grant Enfinger, but I do have to stay true to my roots. There's a Wisconsin short track racer in the championship for the Truck Series this year in Ty Majeski that I wouldn't mind if he won it either. So can get bets in for those as well, by the way, on books. So do everybody as which you want to do. And I feel bad for people who might have bet last week at Martinsville because we have the race manipulation happen. So, yeah, great stuff. All right, I think that covers everything today.
Oh, you got more sports, hockey. What about golf? They're in
I
Mexico.
was about to say, what do we got going there?
Just keep your eye on Max Greiserman.
Okay.
He's in second place. So I think the first round's still going on, but off to a good start.
I like hearing that.
Yeah, if you were to maybe wait until tonight or even into the day Friday and he drops down to 3-4 shots off the lead heading into the weekend maybe, the odds might be good to place a run. I think he's going to win.
I like that.
If not this week, in the, coming weeks, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, it's all about doing that, as we know, keeping an eye on things. So, Jim, you won't be here next week. It'll just be me and Kyle in studio for everybody next Thursday. We will be able to get your picks, though, in. We'll tell everybody and update everyone there. So, at 2 p.m. next week, me and Kyle will carry us through for Week 11 at that point of the NFL season.
Crazy.
Time
And we're
flies.
not quite ready for Thanksgiving football, right?
No, that's still
Be another show.
yeah, but I think are the lines out for that? I think there are some lines out for Thanksgiving already on some books, but either way, here nor there for that. So we'll head out on that note. Jim, safe travels. Enjoy the next week or so as you traverse America.
Yeah, I want to see how everybody's doing after the election firsthand.
Me and Kyle will hold down the fort next week. So appreciate everybody for tuning in and listening and watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and all other major podcasting platforms. You can find this and all our other podcasts on fingerlakes1.com. Good luck, everybody. Hopefully we all stay in the green.